and it's always worked for me. His way of prepping me, and I just want to try a different approach. And I went to a different diet coach for the prep for Tempa, and it didn't work for me. And I didn't place well, second last. And the next show, Titan, which is the Grand Prix, I decided to go back to Shelby, and I make fifth out of 15 girls.
Yeah, that's pretty good because it was a stacked show. I mean, a friend of mine, Tina Williams, was there. She was in the top five of that show. Another lady I know, I just talked to her yesterday. She just did the 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 triple O this afternoon. That is
No,
Gabby.
that's Tiana. That's Tiana. That's a different girls.
No. Tina Williams did the Grand Prix. Gabby also she
Gabby,
did it.
Gabby.
Gabby did it. Yes, and I know Tiana Flex. I interviewed Tiana also. That was her American debut this year. I
Mm.
think she's talking about maybe doing another show overseas. She looked impressive. I mean, she took second in her first American bodybuilding show. And shout out to the winner, and that is Samika Gibbons.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I know you said that you felt like you weren't in your best shape for Tampa, and then switching coaches and going back to Shelby and dieting. That's one thing people got to realize. The fact is what it is to come to training, develop muscle.
Well, the thing is, I feel like I bought my best. Like I did my very best in terms of training wise. So I think the first was it 10 weeks into the prep, I was still with Shelby, and everything went well. The most of my training are built in off season. The actual works actually work in off season. And for the dieting part, for the shredding part, just the cardio, and you know how it is, dieting and cardio. But then it's like this finish part, it's all up to the diet coach. I think for the off season part, I did my part with my last training coach. We did the best we could, and I was getting more muscle maturity. I was getting more shred and everything. But then, because of the decision I make to change to a different diet coach, because I wanted to try a different approach and just didn't work well, I kind of feel wasted. And it was, it was just not a good experience. I was trapped in Tampa because of the weather. I think it was
Right.
what was it? I trapped it for 3 extra days. I paid 3 extra days hotel, and I ate too much Greek yogurt, and I was throwing up. And I was like, what a shit show! Seriously, I didn't play well. I got nothing. You have to pay. You have to pay plane ticket, hotel, and you didn't play well. The hair and the makeup. The makeup looks like shit. I mean, oh my
Okay.
god, yeah.
Maybe you need some old dude to come be your sugar daddy and pay for your makeup and hair and everything. I said like you gotta say I got everything here. You got to take care of my girl. I got to
A
take care of
lot
my
of girls do
girl.
that. A lot of girls do that.
Well, like I said, women, y'all got something that me and we want, and if we have to pay for it, we'll pay for it. Whatever. We got here my man KL the Wanderer. He's a guest coming through, brother. Thank you for. He says, "Hey, what's up, Maryland? Hey,
What's
George.
up?
Hey, brother. Yeah, He also interviewed Maryland a while back. He's a great guy. Good on the content. So, after Tampa and going back to Shelby, what was the focus you really wanted to build on from that?
uh, for the Temper Pro, I switched the coach, and it was Heisen. The approach different was, so with Shelby for years and years, he don't really fit me this much, but it worked with my body type. So I'm not the ectomorph, like the heart gainer. I'm not heart gainer. Just looking at my body structure, I'm not a heart gainer. So the high carb diet would never peak me well. So Heisen tend to feed their girls a lot, and I noticed this. Some girls I talked to was he prep every single girl is almost exactly the same, like no difference. That cannot work. That just didn't work for me. That's the biggest difference.
Because I know this. When I talk to ladies, I talked to a lady who was a figure competitor, and she was with a coach, and he was giving kind of the same plan he was giving his male competitors. And we all know that women and men are biologically different. Y'all bone structure, body chemistry, everything different compared to a man. You have to be like that's why Shelby's probably one of the best guys dealing with women. Like Shelby, I would say Trey Hodge. I heard Brandon Wade's pretty good. There's not Sear, he does a lot of ladies, and also there's a guy I think called the Boss Outlaw. I know he works with I know he works with Sherry Priami. He was working with Julia Wetzel and a couple other ladies. I think I know right now. I know that there's a Gina Cavallero, Helen Trevino, Ivy Anderson, and Jay Fuchs are having stuff a little together. They call it the team pros that come together for women who are IFB pro bodybuilders, and
Yeah.
they have a good amount of clients. And like I said, it's good that you have your back with someone who knows you, understands you. That's important in a relationship because you know sometimes coaches can get distracted because you might either look at a client that's like high, like think about it. If you're like a high level client and you don't pay attention to your clients that really got you to the table.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing this up because that's the reason why I'm here today. And we talk about coaches focus on the top athletes, right? And it help them attract more business, and I get that. So I have that coach, right? Shelby, he's the main guy. And I switched to Heisen last year, but that was it. Now I'm back with Shelby. And training coach, I've switched. I think ever since I came to stay for 5 years ago, I've worked with two, and I tend to run into the same issue. It's like everybody knows the train hard. A lot of people think that I don't need a training coach, but the reason why I hire a training coach is because I can't just rely on any spotters. I can't rely on just a random dude to show up for me. That's not how it works. I need someone to show up on time, keep my training intensity, and focus on me. But here's another thing: you can't pay. Money can't buy when someone believes in you. You see what I mean? Someone bigger name comes in, that all of a sudden they just promote them. It's all over the fucking page.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it doesn't matter how good of like how hardworking you are and how good with clients, how you pay on time and train hard, didn't matter. It's not appreciated. When someone comes in, they're already big names. That's most coaches want. They want a top dogs with good genetic and good structure. They want that. They want to do zero to minimum effort. They just want to coach top dog to promote their business. And people that are coming up, they don't give a fuck. Let me tell you this. I think a lot of bodybuilders would know that. Competitive bodybuilders. The top coach, most of them are not pro. They're not even a pro bodybuilder. They would offer to coach some top dogs for free, right? It's a great offer, and these top dogs would say yes. And all of a sudden, these guys, because they're offering free coaching, or some of them are free gear, then all of a sudden it become the top coach because this top coach are offering these top dogs free coaching, and all of a sudden this kind of people become top coaches in the industry. And the people that are coming up like myself, I haven't won a pro show yet, so I'm just coming up. And then say someone I want to go to this coach, I want him to coach me. This coach, right? This guy, John Doe. He gives free coaches to every coaching to all these top dogs. So someone like me, I want John Doe to coach me. He would fucking ghost me. He want me to back him. That's how it works. That's the industry that we're in.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of funny because a while back, we were talking about this about coaching. We had a young lady who just passed away because, you know, some say it wasn't so much of a coach, but her not following the guidelines of the coaches because she had died from dehydration. If you
Mm.
hadn't heard this, I'm gonna pull this up for anybody who wants to, because uh, Tyler Mannion is, he's the grandson of J.M. Mannion, the son of the grandson of Jim Mannion, son of Tanya and the Mannions. He's one of the Mannions. He's the son and the grandson. And he posted something because there was some issues with coaching. You know, a lot of coaches like to use that in the IFB brand that promotes them. Some of them are pros, others might turn pro, but have not competed as a pro. But there's a thing that come out now because a situation happened with this girl a while back. I'm gonna pull it up here. This is from Tyler Marion, and he reports this is that they have gotten with a new company, which is what's the brand is. Here we go.
Mannion here, NPC and IFBB Pro League Vice President. And today I'm excited to announce our official collaboration with NASM to bring a coaching certification for the NPC and IFBB Professional League for the United States and Canada. Now, why did we decide on this collaboration with NASM? Because we want to emphasize health and safety for our athletes. This certification ensures that coaches are equipped with the knowledge to prioritize the well-being of their athletes and still give them essential strategies to make them look their best on stage while doing it in a way that is healthy for everybody. Now, this is very important for us. We want the journey for everybody to be the best journey possible. In the future, we will have a lookup tool on NPC News Online that will allow you to look up and find coaches that have went through the training and got the certification through NASM so that while you're making your choice on who to be your coach, you can be better informed. I think this is a great thing for everybody involved. I feel like it can only have a positive effect for the future of the NPC and the IFBB Pro League. So very excited with this collaboration with NASM and excited to see what the future holds. Hi, everyone. Tyler Mannion.
Well, that's a new plan they're setting up. Now, it's what I heard about this NASM is kind of a little bit more expensive compared to, I think some people tell me there's another organization that do some of the coaching, but I think it's mostly more about the money thing, about how they can probably make money with this company. And also coaches now have to get certification.
No, I wasn't following, but I think that was a great idea. That was a great idea.
Yeah,
because I've said in my story, I posted, I don't know how much you watch my story, but like I tend to follow a lot of people on my story. I don't care. And especially with coaches too, I think that was a great idea, is to actually bring some certified coach. You know, I live in San Diego. TG is the gym, especially the one in Pacific Beach. Everyone's a coach. Some of them haven't even competed, national qualified, not even national qualified. Some of them are amateur, not even a pro. All of them are coaches, all of them. And I know this woman, this mid-aged woman, one time she came up to me, asked me for free advice. And she asked me to one day train with her. Like, I thought she wanted me to coach her. I'm like, sure. I give her quotes, how much would I charge her? And she said she didn't intend to pay me. I'm like, what am I here, volunteer? And then after weeks, I saw her again. She said she was thinking to start coaching in that gym. She was just a middle-aged woman. She never competed. She was in shape and everything though. Like, she's one of the coach now. You know what I mean? You could be an Uber driver. One day you want to coach that gym, you can coach that gym. It's TG, Pacific Beach specifically. Everybody's watching each other training, still each other clients. I mean, there's no standard in the industry, and this top coach, they're not worse than that. They're not a pro. They just live long in love to be a villain. You know, because they're from older generation, and the younger generation that listen to the older generation. But this younger generation doesn't know this fucker is not even a pro to begin with.
Like you said, I understand about villains. I'm one of them. But yeah, I think what it is that back then, not a lot of coaches were either bodybuilders, just basically gym bros using a thing, kind of go like throwbacks, like Arnold and there back in the day. But things have changed. You have to be educated in nutrition, educated on your blood work, also body chemistry. Also, it's good that if you are a pro who's been experienced, who's been on the stage, who's seen who's done it, it's good, because I know quite a few pros who are coaches and they have clients and they try to balance both competing and their clients. It's tough because you got to, take care of yourself as a competitor, but also you have a bunch of people to take care of. Here we got my man, Sean McMillan. Haven't seen him in a long time. He says, Sean says, good afternoon, Georgia and Maryland. Appreciate you, brother. Also, a man, Kate Ellis says, so what are you doing now in terms of getting a coach? Well, you said you're back with Shelby. So
No, that's my dad coach. So training coach wise, I'm not gonna review her name, but she's one of the top woman bodybuilder. She have won 6 pro shows, and I know how to train. I've always been work with her, and I know her training style is what worked best for me. And
all right.
she's coming top 5 at the Olympia every year. That's how much I can say, because I don't like to review too much because people tend to sabotage. Because these coaches know switch these coaches, they might start talk to her and all that shit.
Well, it's good that you found somebody. I think it's also good that it's a woman, because I think sometimes women know other women better than they do.
Yeah, and I don't have
does.
to worry about the sexual favor I'm not giving you. I'm not fucking paying you and give you sexual favor. Fuck you.
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Pay me, fuck you. Okay, well, I will. So
You want me to pay you and fuck you can go fuck yourself instead.
we get tired of when we go do that because it gets old. We like to feel something nice and warm and pretty like you. We're just men. We're just animals. We don't know how to handle stuff. So here we got here from my man Johnny 78 Bravo. Thank you, brother. Says good afternoon. Thank you. Also, this is from my man Sean. Says cool Rip Vixen shirt. Thank you. She is a dear friend of mine. She's been going through stuff, and I like to support her in her content and stuff like that. That is shout out to Audrey, Andrea Sauer. She's a great lady. She's also in Cali, and bodybuilding is anybody. It's a tough sport. And as we talk about, the cost, travel, to do the shows, to compete, and to find the time to try to make a living. Because if this was like a real sport, we can make a living out of it. You can feel comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. We don't make money off it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what is this hard. That what makes it hard. Like I turned pro in 2022, right? And I thought I would have some benefits. Have some, like I thought I don't have to pay for hair and makeup. That's what I thought, but no. I still pay for hair and makeup. I still pay for the IFBB Pro Card every year, and I still pay for my coach. And the coach don't even the coach don't even believe in me. I'm talking about training coach, okay? Like if you don't have a special of privilege or top dog or some kind of sexual favor, like they're not gonna give a shit. It's like in the hood. They do you wrong and you can't ditch, and if you ditch and you're the bitch.
Well, I never lived in the hood. I lived in the country. We live in the woods. But yeah, just stuff like that, it happens. Yeah. And I think this is why I always say the quote from my favorite movie, Batman Begins: "Be aware of surroundings all the time." Sometimes you got to be aware of who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. People can be two-faced sometimes, but there are some good people. Like your coach you're working with right now, she's probably a good person. And being an Olympic competitor, I can probably guess who it is, but I'm not gonna say it.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I like I said, I said again, I'm aware of my surroundings.
But I trust her. I'm moving by the end of the year for her, so that's how much I trust her. I've been trying to contact her since Tampa, and at the time she was prepping and she didn't have time for me, and I get it.
Yeah, and that's the tough part when you are both a competitor and a coach. Because I'm gonna tell you something. One lady, she had a coach. He was prepping for a show, and then he just totally just forgot about Ghoster, and then he just let her go as a client. What's the point of you focusing on trying to be both a coach and a competitor where you just can't? I think with men, we're not naturally good at multitasking like women. I think it's not inbred to us like y'all. Y'all can do, y'all can do 2 things at once. And man, we focus on one thing, we try to complete that one thing, we go to the next one. It's just genetics and upbringing. Here we got a comment from my man Sean. He says, Marilyn, who are your bodybuilding idols? Like, beings you as competed as long as you have, who you really respect as a bodybuilder?
When I first started, it was Linda Murray, and because I never liked the super blocky looks, like some bigger girl that kind of blocky. She's not like Lynn Murray, she could, if she lose a little bit of size, I could see her still do woman physique. You know what I mean? That's the kind of physique that I like, and she's very athletic. And recent years, definitely Michaela Aka, because she and Angela Yo, Margie Martin, woman, but I think that's all I have. Yeah, Margie Martin, she just have this. She looked like a character in the comic book. You know, she just have this tiny waist and huge legs, and it was just sad for her to see, for me to see her retire so early. And Michaela, she just have this density unmatched. She's like 29. She's only 29. She have density unmatched.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you know, a while back, I heard that she has gone through some medical issues. She may not be competing this year. Some say she might not even be competing bodybuilder period. She might retire. With Margie, I wouldn't say she was retired too early. I think with her, you felt she got fed up, that she was overlooked. And, you know, the last Olympics she did, to me, her placing probably was what it was because she has a great physique. Her